The weather outside might be frightful, but thank you for coming to our festive Christmas concert, celebrating the talent of the students of St Anselm Hall in Canterbury Court. We have some guests here who have travelled from various parts of the country to join us this evening as well. Thank you very much, as well as students for coming here in our wonderful chapel, the centre of our whole community. We have a wonderful programme of music this evening, some beautiful solo performances, but also some numbers in which we hope you will participate. So if anyone hasn't got a programme, we have some spare, you might need the lyrics. But really, just sit back and enjoy the wonderful evening. Afterwards we have mulled wine and minced pies, volunteers and conversations will continue afterwards. But thank you very much for coming. Without further ado, I'll introduce to you our musical director of the hall, Harry Spain, and the maestro for this evening. And we start off with Hark the Herald Angels Sing. And that's an audience participating number, so if you can all stand up and have a sing along, that would be lovely. Thank you very much. Rennie.
Sapphire and faded jeans, I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead. head down. You're gonna find yourself someday, somehow. Blue as the sky, sunburned and lonely, sipping tea from a cup by the roadside. Don't you let those other lads fool you. Gotta love that afro hairdo. Yeah, it's alright. You think you got it real wrong, and it's alright. And yet the more things seem to change, the more they stay the same. Don't you think it's strange? Gotta put your head on. Tell me your favorite song. Just go ahead and lay your head down. Sapphire and fairy dreams, I hope that you get your dreams. Just go ahead and lay your head down. You're gonna find yourself some way, somehow. It's more than I could take. Pity for pity's sake. Some nights kept me awake and I thought that I was stronger. When you're gonna realize you don't even have to hide no longer. Oh, see what you gotta do and put your picture record on. Tell me your favorite song. Just go ahead and lay your head down. Sapphire and fairy dreams, I hope you get your dreams. Just go ahead and lay your head down. Now you're gonna find yourself somewhere, somehow.
preeminent composers on viola, Daniel Pett, and he will be accompanied by Harry Spain on the Ellis.
I'm going to play three Internezzi by a composer called Charles Villiers Stanford, who most of you probably will not know, even though we pretty much kick-started the revival of English music as something to be respected in the 19th century, way before Elgar, and is known to a lot of church musicians for his still extant choral works that are sung around the country every day, and hopefully in this chapel next term when Slem's choir starts. But I hope you enjoy these piano.
skill and elegance in equal measure there. Thank you, Dan and Harry. And then if you could join us in our next carol, began its renaissance, as it were, last year under Saxon Ellis, who is also a very talented musician, and she's playing our next piece from Schubert, so Ellis Lusted. very much, Ellis. Absolutely superb. And that's not Ellis's first instrument either. There's clarinet in there and accordion and all sorts. It's remarkable. Of course, our Kent Road East community is not complete without our friends across the road at Canterbury Court. We have two fantastic performances from friends from Canterbury Court this evening. First up, their RA president, Amelia Nelson, played Experienced by Ludovico Einaudi. integral part of our hall and chapel community, as most of you will know, is our chaplain, Father Hugh Bearn, who's going to say a few words.
First of all, I must say how proud the warden's parents must be to have such a wonderful son as him. And I'm sort of embarrassing this evening by saying that about them, because they're actually here. As you come into Hall, on the left-hand side, through the side door, graffitied on the wall are the words Gloriat Aula Sancti Anselmi. And they've been there for a very, very, very long time. And each year it's the custom at the association dinner for one of the members of the association to graffiti it back in again. I was the person that did that this year, so I scribbled on the side of the wall, which is probably against university regulations as it's being recorded. And it says, Gloriat Aula Sancti Anselmi. Flourish always St Anselm. Part of our flourishing is something to do with this building. I'm really passionate about St Anselm Hall as a very unique institution within this university, but also within the universities of England and Scotland and Wales, but are not collegiate. It is a unique institution that I feel as though needs to be maintained, supported, encouraged and grown, so that undergraduates can have an experience which is enriching, and part of that enriching is belonging. At the dinner in the summer, I was asked in these words to kick the backside out of the chapel, by which I think they meant turn it back into the institution or building it was meant to be in the first place. I got a man with a big black van, and we got a load of kit here because it had turned into a sort of luggage receiving station akin to Piccadilly station. We got rid of loads of stuff. You look around here, the very famous Murfield Blue Cross came in, the whole chapel cards were made, the restoration of the World War I memorial was affected, there were all sorts of other things, the carpets were cleaned, all sorts of my friends restored the Second World War memorial over there. There is a limit to how many times I can say to people I know, can you do me a favour and I'm not going to pay you anything. We're hoping in the next in the next few months, hopefully, to put into this chapel something which will identify with everyone in this building, which is a memorial where we can encase the significant artefacts of this building. I'm very big into the idea of belonging. This chapel belongs to everyone in this hall, and also, dare I say, to also our friends over at Canterbury Court. Whether you buy into faith matters or not, this is a very particular space. And what we've done in the last few 8 to 12 weeks, assisted by our sacristan in Ellis, and of course the warden, is actually transformed this building. And those of you that might remember it 12, 16 weeks ago, it's been transformed to something very different to what it was when we embarked upon this. If you look at the back of your programme, you'll see a list of people there who've actually contributed to this hall for nothing. There's some very famous silver in this chapel that was restored and gilded in 24-carat gold by a silver goldsmith I know on the other side of Lancashire, which we'll be using at Holy Communion in this chapel on Tuesday next week, which again hasn't happened for years and years and years and years. This chapel stands as a part of this hall, and for me it's about belonging. We all belong in this place, we belong to Hall, we wear our gowns, we do all that sort of stuff. We belong to St Anselm Hall. And old boys like myself are delighted to see how it's changed and been transformed by the likes of people like Ellis and other ladies that have come into this hall since it became mixed. It's quite wonderful, and I'd encourage you in all you do in maintaining this unique and remarkable institution within the history of the University of Manchester. Thank you for your support tonight. There is a retiring collection, you'd be surprised me not to say that in clergyman, but there's a bowl at the back by a former president, as you go out, as you go to refreshments, if you want to talk to me about what we're hoping to do with this hall, we're having a composition piece put together for St Anselm Day. There's all sorts of things going on. And it's not just about chapel and about people like me that wear dog collars. It's about belonging and a community which looks after one another and where people feel as though they have a vested interest in that sense of belonging. Enjoy the rest of your concert. Thank you.
Thank you, Hugh. Wonderfully put. Back over to Harry for the rest of the very gentlemen.
Very gentlemen, let nothing you dismay.
Amelia and Ewing playing keys, something only we know. It's a real pleasure and privilege living in a hall of residence like this, alongside students and students such as yourselves. And thank you to our esteemed friends and guests for attending this evening. Rick, Mike, Gordon, Elizabeth, thank you very much. Of course, this evening would have happened without the talents of our musicians playing, but nor would it have happened without having halls of residence with such engaged students as yourselves who make this a wonderful community in which to live in. So, great credit to all of you as well. Thank you very much. Of course, as Hugh said, this chapel has really come to life in the last couple of months. Before you all came in today, there was buckets on the floor catching rainwater from the leaking roof. The pews you're sat on, beautiful as they are quite worn, and there are various other projects around the chapel that we're looking to invest money in. Hopefully you will have seen our crowdfunding page. Not that this is a push for that, though it is. There's a nice video on there explaining what we hope to do with our fundraising project, lots of details, so I really would ask you all to check that out. But really, thank you all very much for coming. It's a wonderful hall of residence, as well as Canterbury Court. Kent Road East really is the place to be and live in Manchester. I think we all really feel that very strongly here. And the fact there's people here who lived here in the 1960s who have come back this evening, clearly really feel the same thing. So thank you very much. To play us out this evening, with our final and exceptionally lengthy 12 Days of Christmas, Ellis is playing for us. Thank you very much, everyone.
On the third day of Christmas, my true love said to me, 3 7 swans are swimming, 6 geese are laying, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 8 maids a milking, 7 swans are swimming, 6 geese are laying, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans are swimming, 6 geese are laying, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans are swimming, 6 geese are laying, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans are swimming, 6 geese are laying, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love sent to me 12 drummers drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping, 9 ladies dancing, 8 maids a milking, 7 swans are swimming, 6 geese are laying, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree.
If our musicians can come down to the front for a final applause, thank you for a very, very wonderful evening of live music. Just come down to the front for a final round of applause. Take it out. There's mulled wine, mince pies in the open JCR. Thank you very much for attending. A wonderful evening. Thank you very much.